I get a lot of people from my TikTok, almost 500,000 on there. The people I get on TikTok are homeowners. Homeowners who tell me that they have a property they want to sell me. And it's not just in Oklahoma City. This is all across the nation.
Sure.
This is all across the nation. People saying, look, I'm in trouble. I need to sell my house fast. I came across your video. Would you make me a cash offer? I just had a lady who I just partnered on a deal with her. She found me on Bigger Pockets, actually. And she's like, I saw you and I want to partner on this deal with you. She made $25,000 in 2 weeks and it blew her mind.
What do you do as a wholesaler if you live in a state that requires a real estate license to do wholesale deals? Well, we're going to answer that question on this podcast. We're going to deep dive it. Not only that, but stick around to the end because we're going to really deep dive a unique strategy for finding leads and deals for free. And it's really exciting, and I'm really excited to tell you about it. But to really break down all of this is my good friend, second time on the podcast here, Char Hiaring. Char, how are you, bud?
Good, brother. Happy to be here.
So you live in Oklahoma City.
Correct.
Oklahoma requires a real estate license.
Yes, it does.
And so what does that mean? I mean, does that mean that if you do a deal and you're a wholesaler, like they're gonna stop the deal? Like title companies won't do these deals, or what happens? Like really tactically, what happens?
You know, a lot of stuff kind of flies under the radar over in Oklahoma City as far as like the title company and everybody else. It's really the real estate commission and the Secretary of State or whoever who's really cracking down on it. So, you know, you see a lot of people over there without a real estate license who are doing it virtually, who are in Oklahoma City wholesaling without a real estate license. But I've seen a lot of people get slapped with that big, $10,000 fine, get in a lot of trouble, and a lot of people are getting their license over there.
So why do you think that they're requiring a license? Is it something that like the property owners were seeing like a bunch of scammers in the area and they were like, this needs to be regulated. Somebody needs to come in and clean up what's going on with real estate deals and make sure that everything goes through a license?
That's exactly what it was. The Oklahoma Real Estate Commission was getting a ton of calls from, homeowners saying that they had put their property under contract with somebody who they thought was going to buy the property. And they ended up locking this property up for, 30 to 90 days and just backed out and ended up closing on the property because they really just wanted to wholesale it. And, really what it comes down to is, I don't think the Real Estate Commission cares all too much about that. At the end of the day, I think what it is they just want their cut of the pie.
Yeah.
They just want their cut of the pie. They just want their money. Because as a real estate agent, you have to pay your dues with the association, with, the Real Estate Commission. Everybody gets their cut of the pie, and then, you get paid last. So I think that's really what it comes down to as far as you having to be licensed in some of these states that are requiring you to have a license now to wholesale.
Well, the other day I Googled the top amount of money spent by lobbyists in the United States each year, and the Realtor Association's at the top of the list every single year. So, I mean, this is a very powerful group. I mean, I think that there's over 2 million real estate realtors, right, that are a part of the National Association of Real Estate. And I think that this is going to be more common. I think that there's going to be more regulations and licensing in other states. You already see it kind of happening in some cities, and a little bit, there's just a handful of states that actually require the full-blown license. But I think over the next 5-10 years, I wouldn't be surprised if it's countrywide.
100%. Yeah. You're starting to see it a lot in other states, and they're really pushing towards that. I think it's really a political game, 100%. The National Association of Realtors, like you said, I mean, they're lobbying for it. They're spending a lot of money on it.
Yep.
We have a lot of people who are getting into real estate. It's very trendy, especially with wholesaling. They see people, go on social media, post these big checks and say that they've got paid in 2 weeks. And, a lot of people want that. A lot of people want to do that because, traditional jobs just aren't paying that much.
Sure.
So,
sure.
I think it's something that's going to be common in every state, and probably, like you said, the next 5 to 10 years, where they're going to require you to have a license to wholesale.
Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
I I think yes and no. I think that there are some good wholesalers out there,
Yeah.
but I think that there are a lot of people who are getting into real estate who really don't know what they're doing. There's people who are fresh into this, 2 weeks into real estate, don't really know anything. They've seen a couple videos on YouTube. They lock up a property, they call an end buyer, and that's it. But there's a lot more legalities to real estate. Like you and I know, you've been doing this for, 10, 15 years. And I'm sure you're still learning stuff. I've been doing it for 6 years. I'm still learning stuff. There's a lot to real estate.
Yeah.
So I think the benefit of getting a license is you have a broker that you could call and ask all these legal questions to, versus having to go out and hire an attorney who you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars on just to get an answer where it's just a quick call to your broker. So the benefit of being an agent and doing this is, and we could talk about this later, but, you go on an appointment, you have option A, B, and C, which we could talk about. But the benefit is you're learning how to do this because you have the broker who's there to teach you, and you're getting paid to do it. So that's the big benefit of having a license, I think.
You think brokerages are going to start training people on how to wholesale?
100%. They're already doing it in Oklahoma City. You
Really?
you see New Western, what they're doing. New Western, I believe, they're one of the largest acquisition wholesaling companies, and I believe that they are licensed, especially in Oklahoma, they're licensed. And
Sure.
what you'll see New Western do out in Oklahoma is they'll have this little disclaimer saying that they have a real estate license here, the city of Oklahoma, or the state of Oklahoma, and they're wholesaling this property. So brokers are prepping for that. They're prepping because they know that, wholesaling is a hot topic right now. It's quick money. It's fast cash. And everyone wants that fast cash. So, the states that haven't banned wholesaling without a license, I think that if you could be early to this and get ahead of it, it's going to be a huge benefit to you.
Yeah, I totally agree. The wholesalers that I work with in Illinois that have a license, because Illinois is another one of those states that requires a license. The wholesalers that are building businesses right now are just crushing.
Yes.
Like they are going absolutely bananas because there's all the people that don't have licenses are now going virtual. They're going into the surrounding other states or in a totally different virtual market, and they're moving their businesses that way, which is just cleaning up all the other competition so that they could just go after these deals. And they're oftentimes they're the only offer that they're negotiating with the seller,
Yes.
that the seller is negotiating. So when it's just you and the seller and no other offers coming in, that's when you get the best deals.
100%.
And we're seeing that a lot in Illinois, in Nebraska, in Oklahoma.
Yep.
It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, 100%. I think that, a way to kind of clean up this wholesaling business, and the way that I really see it is, having a real estate license to do this is actually not a bad thing, especially if you're trying to grow your wholesaling business. Because I think about, I, as joining a real broker, sponsoring these agents and these people that want to get into real estate, I just say, hey, get your real estate license, let me sponsor you. I'll teach you the ropes.
What does that mean, sponsor you?
So sponsoring you, like I'm with Real Brokerage, people can join Real Brokerage as me as a sponsor. And what that means is I help them along the way.
Like, do you pay for their licensing?
I don't pay for their license.
Right.
I think that there are some people that are doing that, but
Sure.
really what it is, they have a call of like, how do I get leads? Or what do I do with this seller when they say this? I'm not the broker, so I can't answer a lot of those legal questions, but a lot of it is like, how do I run my business? How do I become successful as an agent? How do I make my first $10,000 paycheck? How do I make that first $100,000 in my first year as a real estate agent? And that's where your sponsor comes in. You know, we help you get there because it is to benefit of us, because I get a cut of your pie.
Yeah.
I make money with you making money. So it's in my best interest to make sure that you do well as a real estate agent. And so to touch my point, what I was talking about is if running this wholesaling business, and a lot of you guys who are trying to scale your wholesaling business, going the broker side, the agent side of things is, the big struggle right now when you're starting this business as a wholesaler is hiring employees, hiring cold callers, bringing people in who are going to be reliable, who are going to help you turn a profit, being a good business, a business person. And the solution is just hire a real estate agent, because now you can make money on this wholesale deal because it's under the broker. You can make money with them listing the property. If they find a buyer who wants to buy a house, let them help the buyer buy the house.
Sure.
And, I think that that's a solution to the problem, because now you don't have to pay these guys an hourly wage. They have to go out there and hustle to earn that commission, just like it always has been as a real estate agent. You got to go hustle to make your commission. But now they have you as a sponsor because it's in my best interest to make sure that, they're making money because I'm making money. Everybody wins. It's in everybody's best interest, to make money, be profitable, and be successful.
One of the biggest hurdles that I have seen and heard about getting a real estate license is taking the test.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We're out of school. I was never good at school. This is what people tell me.
100%.
I'm not good at taking tests. I'm not good at that kind of, format. I just want to do deals and not worry about getting a real estate license. Can't those people just double close and double escrow on these deals and not get a license?
100%. You could go into this and you can go on this. You could double close. You could just be the wholesaler. But I think that you're not, you're doing yourself a disservice. And what I mean by that is, knowledge is power in this business. Mm-hmm. The more you know in real estate, the more money you're going to make. And if you can, take the test, pass that, get your license, I 100% guarantee you the knowledge that you learn from being a real estate agent and being around the broker is going to open up more doors for you. It's going to help you make more money. It's going to help you build more relationships. And so, the test may be hard, but they have, practice exams out there where you can take practice tests, and those really help you. And so I wouldn't let the test hold you back from being an agent. I think that you're really doing yourself a disservice if you don't go and get the license. It's just like I tell a lot of real estate agents who all they do is they just help people buy and sell property. They make all these, big commission checks, make all this money, and they don't put it into real estate. Mm-hmm. Or they come across a wholesale deal and they say, I can't do anything with that. I just list properties, help people buy properties. And I'm like, man, you're missing out on so much money here. Like, knowledge is power.
There's other tools in the toolbox.
Because that's exactly. And, when I was an agent, I always was very curious. I'm like, okay, how do I flip this house? Mm-hmm. How do I wholesale this house? How do I buy this property and make passive income every single month?
Yeah.
And that's what's got me to this point right here today, where I own property, where I'm wholesaling property, where I'm flipping property, where I'm listing property. I'm making money all different ways in real estate. And, to touch on a different point, I think that where we're going in the economy is, we're probably heading into a recession. But the people that stick around in this business are people who are versatile, people who could pivot quickly.
Sure.
People who know how to make money in real estate all different ways.
Well, the fact is, last year, 6 million properties sold. This year, they're saying the 4 million properties are going to be sold.
Slowing down.
I mean, that's just the fact. I mean, you could Google that. And, well, not a fact. It's a prediction. Yeah. But you know what I mean? That's the trends. And these people have been looking at this data for a long time. And so you have to have different tools in your toolbox. Even if you are a real estate agent,
correct.
If you're a real estate agent right now listening to this and you're not wholesaling, it's a huge, you're really missing out on a huge opportunity.
100%.
Not only that, but if you don't understand how to do creative finance deals as well. So, and I can hear Ryan and Chad in the other room on the phone with property owners right now. And we every time we talk to a property owner, we have 3 tools that we can use, right? Wholesale, cash offer, as is, boom, that's our bread and butter. For the really, really, really rough looking properties that need significant investment, that's what we go with, right? The second one is, well, maybe they want too much for this property, but they'd be open to terms, right? We can get you that price. If we're having that cash conversation, they're like, no, I need to make way more. We go, okay, I can get you that price, but it's going to have to be in payments. Would you be open to that? No. Okay, great. Well, then I think to be able to get you that price, I think you should put it on the market.
Correct.
And here's an unbelievable real estate agent. They're really well known in this area, and they can really help you to guide you through the sale of this process. And then we refer it to the real estate agent to get 35%. So we make over 6 figures a year just from referrals to real estate agents.
Yeah.
And the only reason we can do that is because I have a license.
Yeah.
Chad has a license. You know what I mean? We have licenses in our company, and you can't get referral fees unless you have a license.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
Which people really need to understand that whole bird dog fee thing.
Yep.
You can't do that. I mean, you can't build an actual big business just bird dogging properties or selling or giving people money that find you opportunities, because at some point the Department of Real Estate is going to figure it out, and they're not going to like it.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's the last place you want to be, is in hot water, and part of, growing your business and advertising yourself, what you really should be doing on social media. Influence is power. It's the new currency.
And that's what I was alluding to in the opening of this conversation, because you have 430 TikTok followers, you got 16,000 on YouTube, you got 12,000 on Facebook, and you're getting deals from this.
100%. I get a lot of people from my TikTok, almost 500,000 on there. I get a lot of people from TikTok, and the people I get on TikTok are homeowners who tell me that they have a property they want to sell me. Mm-hmm. And it's not just in Oklahoma City. This is all across the nation.
Sure.
This is all across the nation. People saying, look, I'm in trouble. I need to sell my house fast. I came across your video. Would you make me a cash offer? And I'm not even running ads. This is all just organic. I'm getting a lot of people on Facebook, a lot of people on Instagram who know me or who they just know me through social media saying, hey, I found this property. I see that you wholesale it. I want to partner with you. And, I just had a lady who I just partnered on a deal with her. She found me on Bigger Pockets, actually. She found me on Bigger Pockets, and she's like, I saw you, and I want to partner on this deal with you. She made $25,000 in 2 weeks, and it blew her mind. And that's the best thing about this business is partner with people, seeing them get that big paycheck, knowing that this is real. That's life-changing money to some people.
Yeah.
And so social media is so huge. And, to do this ethically, to do this right, you have to be licensed, because you can't promote your business, especially in Oklahoma City, saying, hey, I'm a wholesaler, and you make these commercials saying, hey, I want to buy your property fast. Maybe I'll wholesale it. You can't do that, because the Oklahoma Real Estate Commission is going to crack down on you, and they're going to shut that stuff down really fast.
Sure.
So
how do you get good at social media?
How
do you get 430,000 followers on TikTok?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I actually had a girl reach out to me on Facebook last night, and she's like, I've been watching your journey to real estate over these past 6 years, and it's been very inspiring. She's like, the fear
You've been documenting for 6 years?
Facebook. I've just been posting. I haven't been as active on I've adapted with the reels and the
Sure.
shorts and all that, but I'm full board doing social media every day, posting reels. I'm a social media guy. That's my bread and butter. I'd say my real estate thing is just in my sleep because I've done it for so long, but I'm really doubling down on social media. But I had this, girl reach out and was like, I've been watching you for the past 5 years, and it's inspired me. Mm-hmm. She's like, I just signed up to get, take my real estate test, to get my real estate license. And she said that what's held me back over these past 5 years is the fear of what other people think. And I get a lot of people who reach out saying, man, I'm so scared to get on the camera and post a reel of what I'm doing every day because I'm not good on the camera. None of us are good when we pick up the camera.
Yeah.
We're just not naturals at it. Just like you're not going to be good at your first real estate deal.
Yeah.
It takes practice. Mm-hmm. It's practice, baby. You practice it day in and day out.
Sure.
But it's consistency what gets you there. We're all going to have crappy days. We're all going to have days where we lose. But you got to keep going. You got to keep pushing forward, and that's really what makes you is the losses. You take your failures, you learn from it, and you're consistent day in and day out, and you keep going, and that's what makes you successful. So I would say to get good on social media and to get 430,000 TikTok followers, you just keep posting, and you just keep seeing what works. And when you find out what works, and you find out what grabs people's attention, you double down on that, and you just go head first, and you run at it as fast as you can.
So how many deals are we talking about here? You know what I mean? Like over the last year, how much income have you made from posting to social media from real estate deals?
I would say I just moved to Oklahoma City about 8 months ago, and that actually, in December, I had my best month in real estate, closed 20 deals. And I'm like, man, this is great. In Idaho, I couldn't do that, because we don't have that many people in Idaho. I was working in markets that were like 80,000, 60,000. It was possible, but it was very hard, You got to spend a lot of money to do that. But, in Idaho, I would say the revenue that I pulled in last year just from social media was $300,000.
Come on, let's ring the bell for that. Come on.
Crazy. Ooh, that's awesome. But man, it was crazy, and that was
wait. $300,000. You know that the top 1% of income earners is $400,000.
Yes.
Maybe $450,000. But you're making $300,000 from just posting every day.
Just posting, and it's organic. You
Right.
know, I'm not paying. I haven't paid for ads. I've never
Right.
paid for ads. It's always been organic.
And but it's about real estate.
It's about real estate.
Yeah.
It's about real estate, and it's about providing value, you know, showing people how I'm doing it. And if you're willing to help people, the likeliness of them reaching out saying, look, I want to do a deal with you is 100%.
Now, are these property owners that are reaching out to you, or are these other wholesalers and investors or real estate agents?
40% property owners, and then 60% people who are curious that want to do this.
Yeah.
They want to learn about real estate, that want to change their life, and that really want to get into this, that are like, man, I want what that guy has. Like, this is awesome.
So what are we talking about? Are we talking about posting once a day, once a week?
I post anywhere from 1 to 2 times a day. I want to ramp that up and start doing more, but it's a hustle, man. You know that social media is a hustle. It takes a crew.
Yeah.
You got to edit the videos. You got to direct the videos. You got to come up with ideas that's going to hook
But not
these.
when you start, right?
Not when you start. You know, start slow. Maybe a video. Maybe do 1 to 2 videos a week. See how it goes,
Yeah.
and then just feed off of that and see what's working.
Are you just talking about what's going on in your business? Are you just
Correct.
documenting what's going on? Is that most of the content? Because it's like, okay, I've got a few ideas here that I can go through, but after you're done with that, you run out of videos to do, right?
Correct. You know, so one thing that might help you is this. If you go and you try to copy somebody else's style, it's going to be short-lived.
Sure.
Because it's not your idea, it's their idea. It's
Yeah.
not your vision, it's their vision. I was watching the show with Notorious B.I.G. I don't remember what it's called, his movie, and I haven't listened to his music all too much, but I was listening to his music, and I'm like, man, this guy's so poetic, the way that he rhymes and he raps.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about the way that I direct these videos and film these videos. It's poetry to me. Mm-hmm. The way that I see the world of real estate when I go on these appointments and talk to these sellers and how I do these deals and how it all flows is poetry to me. And I put that on the camera the way that I want it to be, the way that I see it in my head. And I feel like if you could do that.
But it's you.
It's me.
Right.
It's my idea. This is my poetry, the
Right.
way that I'm making these videos. And you know, if you could do that, you'll never run out of ideas.
Right.
And you'll enjoy it. Because a lot of people get in this business, they burn themselves out. Because they do it for the money, not for the passion, not for the poetry of this. Mm-hmm. And if you could really find that, I mean, you're going to stay in this business forever. And that's what it's about. You know, it's not about making $100,000.
Yeah.
It's not about making $1 million. It's about how long can I stay in this business? How can I help my community? Mm-hmm. How can I help other people that want to do this? You know, that's what's really important about this. You know, it's not, you know, I'm telling you, if you're in this business just to make $100,000, you're going to make the $100,000, you're going to quit, and you're going to go back to your 9 to 5.
Sure.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
I see it all the time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be that person, I'm telling you. To stay in this business, you got to find your poetry. You got to find your passion. And, you know, I think that really comes with helping people. I really think that comes with helping the community and getting on social media and, you know, making videos, showing people what you're doing. It feels really good. Mm-hmm. You know, you go on there, you post a video showing people, you know, first-time home buyers how to buy a house. Or you go in there showing somebody that you helped stop a foreclosure. That knowledge that they don't teach you in school
Right.
is powerful.
Yep.
And you teach people that, and, you know, you get people that reach out saying, man, like, that is so crazy that you know how to do that and that you help that person. You know, congrats to you. Good on you.
Yeah.
Feels really good.
Well, 2021, my motto was get loud.
Yes.
Right? 2022 was stay focused, but 2021 was get loud. And what I meant is be brave. Turn the camera around. Like use your phone as a tool and not just something to just slip into and lose yourself in. I mean, it is a portal to anything that we want financially. I truly believe
Correct.
that. One, obviously using it for calling people, the number one. But number two is you can talk to a lot of people if you're doing a lot of content.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
You reach a lot of
people. And it's so important to be authentic. Then you were talking about Notorious B.I.G. I remember watching an interview with Snoop Dogg. And they're like, Snoop, why are you everywhere? How are you doing everything? You're like hosting TV shows, and you're doing a cookbook, and you're rapping, and you're judging things. And he's like, well, I'm just Snoop Dogg. This is who I am. This isn't an act. so I just show up and be myself, and I can do all these things, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was really brilliant, because it's like he's not getting burnt out because he's not faking it. He's just being himself.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what you're saying is just be yourself.
Yes.
Be excited. Have that like twinkle in your eye and electricity in your bones, and just have some enthusiasm about this incredible business, and go out there, be brave, turn the phone around, and just document what you're doing. And people will like applaud you.
Yes.
They will, because I mean, people love seeing bravery. They love seeing people that have courage. They love seeing people that have, a fire in their belly to do something and accomplish something. And especially if you're humble and just getting started out and you're like, I just screwed up everything, and like telling the wins and the losses and the whole thing, that's how you really build an unbelievable following. And from that, people trust you and they want to do business with you.
100%. People love seeing that, and one big key to success here is, it's going to be tough when you start. Everything always is.
Yep.
Choose your hard. Going to your 9 to 5 every day is tough.
Sure.
I can tell you, I've had 50 jobs.
Yeah.
50 jobs in my life. That's hard, man. But, it's going to be hard. Consistency. What I see separate the successful entrepreneurs and the successful business people from the people who aren't successful, and I see this a lot, is how consistent you could be.
Sure.
Like I said before, you're going to have bad days. We all do. I do. I lose every day. Yesterday I lost a deal.
Sure.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
But it happens. We lose deals. But, what I see, from the successful entrepreneurs, the successful business people, is you got to show up every day, and you've just got to be positive, and you got to just keep going. And if you could do that, you're going to look back, because when you start day one, you're like, oh man, we all just want to be there. We all want to be in this position right now. Like, I want to be there, but it takes time, guys. And you got to love the journey. You really have to love the journey. So just keep being consistent. Just keep going, be positive, and one day you will get there.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you can't stop time. Time's going to go on without you. So, choose your time wisely.
Well, and I say, listen, it comes down to conversations and offers.
Yeah.
That's what the whole real estate business comes down to, is conversations and offers. And I hear people, well, I don't like talking to strangers. I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to offer on these properties. And that's why we have this podcast. That's why we have the YouTube channels. That's why we have, wholesalinginc.com and the academy for all of these things, so you can feel confident in the conversations and the offers. But I'll tell you this. Having conversations, getting out of your comfort zone and having conversations and making offers feels way better than being broke.
Yes, it does.
Way better. Yes. So you were talking about pick your hard. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's literally anybody can do this business. Anybody can do this business if you're having enough conversations and making enough offers, and you really start opening up yourself to unique conversations. If you get loud on social media,
100%. Getting on the phone and talking to people. I would say if you're just getting started and you want to find deals, I always tell people, you got to get on the phone and start talking to people.
That's right.
This is going to show you if you really want this.
That's it.
It sucks, cold calling people. When I first started, I was shaking like a leaf. My palms are sweating. I had no idea what I was doing. But look at me now. And, you just got to get on the phone, and you've got to mess up 100 times, 1,000 times.
Yep.
But keep going. Keep talking to these people, because sooner or later, you're just going to have a natural conversation with these people, and you're going to get deals. Still to this day, 6 years later, I still cold call. And I'm a master on the phone. Closing deals left and right, just because I know how to talk to people on the phone. Sure. I know exactly how to get around their mountain, which is just a little anthill to me. I'm like, that's easy. We could do this, so get on the phone, talk to people. That is your quickest paycheck. That is your quickest way to become a master and an expert in this business, whether you want to be an agent, a wholesaler, a flipper, a buy and hold guy.
Or all of those.
Or all of them.
Rolled up in one.
All of them, yeah. So, get on the phone, talk to people.
Love it. Char, how can people get a hold of you? How can they follow you?
Yeah, come follow me on Facebook. I got a lot of stuff going on there. Come follow me on Instagram.
Guys, we'll have that in the show notes, so you can click on that. And
I don't know what's happened with TikTok. I don't know if it's getting banned. I know there's talks of it getting banned. It kind of sucks. I've really built up that following. My YouTube is popping right now. My YouTube and Facebook are popping. I got 16,000 on YouTube, and it's just growing fast.
Awesome.
I've just grown that over the last 6 months. So come follow me on YouTube. I got a lot of long form content that isn't posted anywhere else, showing you how I make these cold calls, all this other stuff to add value. And One other last thing that I wanted to say is, if you're considering mentorship, if you're considering wanting to do this, I really recommend, Brent's mentorship. It's great.
Thanks.
It really is. And I think that if you're going to do this every year, no matter what I know, I always pay for some sort of mentorship.
Sure.
I never think that I know everything. And I think that if you're new, I think that if you're experienced, it's well worth the money.
Yeah.
It's a tax write-off. It's a freaking tax write-off. You either pay the government that money or you pay to learn to make even more money. But, Brent's mentorship is top notch.
Thank you.
I think, of course, man. I mean, I did it, so I
Yeah,
would know.
yeah.
And I really don't say that to say that. I think if you're considering, you should pull the trigger and do it. I really think that it's worth it. I really think that the money that you spend will come back tenfold, 100%. I really strongly believe that. But you have to apply yourself. You have to do it. And if you can, man, you're going to make a ton of money.
Yeah, education, mentorship is not for knowledge, it's for action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So awesome to have you back
Appreciate
on
it,
here, brother.
Thank you so
good.
much.
Guys, make sure that you follow him. We'll put all of his YouTube channel and Facebook in the show notes, so make sure that you check that out. And if you are interested in joining the Rhino tribe, like these incredible rhinos like Char, go to wholesalinginc.com. Check out what it's all about. If you're looking for a community, if you're looking for a model to follow that has been proven time and time again, check it out. If it feels good, sign up for a call, and we look forward to working with you. And that's it. Thank you for joining us. And as always, I sign off by telling you to go out and talk to people. Till next time. Love you guys. See ya.